And they are given the opportunity to try to imitate Sri Krishna. Everyone in the world is trying to imitate Krishna in being the enjoyer, being the proprietor, being the master. Actually, there's only one master. Ikare Ishvara Krishna. Adasavavritte. Everyone else, all the other souls, are servants. But here in the material world, living entities are trying to establish themselves as masters. Nevertheless, these living entities, Malayamaksa, Jivaloka, Jivalota, Saratana, they're his parts and parcels, and so he loves them. They're all eternal persons, and meant for serving him, meant for loving him. The living entities, Nityasiddha Krishna Prema, Sadhu Kavanai, Shravanadi Shrivachiti Kare. Eternally, all the living entities are lovers of Krishna. They're pure, but they become contaminated by contact with the material modes of nature. Still, Krishna wants to restore them back to the spiritual world, and thus he comes. When he comes to the material world, he performs many activities and many things are accomplished. For example, he fulfills the request of Bhumi, the goddess of earth, who was feeling overburdened by too many asuras had assembled on earth. Kamsa, Jarasandha, Shishapal, Durudana, so big list, Keshi, Utana, Unavarta, Alka, big demons. These are not just names, these are traditional demons. When I say traditional, I mean these are demons that have been fighting against Vishnu life after life. For example, Kamsa, the greatest of the demons. He was, in his former life, he was Kalanini, big demon, big asura, who was killed by Vishnu. And Shishupal and Dantabhakra were formerly Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, the biggest demons in the universe, had come to earth to arrange themselves to take over the universe again, because this is their business always. Sometimes they go in hiding and they regroup themselves, and then when they get strong, then they manifest. Bhumi knew this, and she was feeling overburdened. She went to Brahma, because Brahma is the head of the demigods, the devas. And when things are too difficult, the demigods in charge of each planet, the deities, they can go to Brahma and present their grievance. So Bhumi explained, and Brahma said, yes, let's go. And together they went with many demigods. They went to the abode of the Lord, the abode of Shuradakashai Vishnu. Shuradakashai Vishnu lies in an ocean of milk, and Brahma submitted his transmission, and the Lord heard everything and said, sent the transmission back, that I will be coming soon, and I will rid the world of all the demons, and I will fulfill the desires of all the devotees. Yada yada dharmasya bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tadātmanam shrujamya. This is one of the activities of the Lord. This is Vishnu. Vishnu is the maintainer. He maintains everything in the mode of goodness. Brahma is the creator, in the mode of passion. And Lord Shiva, on the day, destroys everything. Destruction is one of the bigness. Lord Vishnu came to maintain the peace of this world. But when it was time to come, Krishna, although Krishna comes to this universe once in a day of Brahma in his original form. It's a very rare appearance. There are many other appearances, many other incarnations. Advaita Vachita Manam Nantarupa Adyam Pradana Krishna. Thousands and millions of incarnations. Advaita Vachita Manam Nantarupa. Unlimited forms. But when he comes in his original form as Krishna, it's very rare. Once in a day of Brahma. Day of Brahma means 4.3 billion years. Krishna comes. And it just so happened that the time was coming. In the 7th Manu, Vaivashvata Manu, presently we're under the rule of Vaivashvata Manu, the son of the Vishwa. And in the 28th millennium, that means he rules for 71 millenniums, ages. This is the 28th millennium. At that time, Krishna personally comes. And when Krishna comes, he fulfills everyone's desire. And he accomplishes everything wonderfully. He removes the demons. He satisfies all the devotees. He reestablishes principles of religion. He enjoys himself. He gives the demigods relief, and they can also participate with him. The devotees come from all over the spiritual world and the material world to join with Krishna when he comes to this world. And he stays for just a short time. Short time means 125 years. It's not very long. But in that 125 years, he performs amazing pastimes. So much so that nobody can forget them. It's like no one can forget Bhagavad Gita. Krishna spoke 1 hour. He summarized all the Upanishads, all the Vedas summarized. 1 hour discussion of battlefield of Kurukshetra. Where has there ever been such a talk, such a discussion? The most famous discussion in the world. No other discussion compares. Because Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, speaking, even the sages, even Vyasadeva, even Narada, Brahma, when Krishna speaks, everyone listens. Everyone who's intelligent. Everyone who's interested in the absolute truth. And Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita, certainly is very important. Where would we be without Bhagavad Gita? What hope would there be for understanding? And transcendental knowledge of the soul, transcendental knowledge of the Lord's appearance, transcendental knowledge of how to engage in devotional service. Krishna explains that you have a right to perform your duty, but you're not entitled. Don't think yourself to be the doer. You're not to accept the results of your activities. And don't be attached to not doing your duty. This is a perfect description of how all of us in this material world can live and connect with Krishna through Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the process that Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktyamam avijanati yavanyascha svatantatam tato mam tato kyapa vishate taranantam. That by performing Bhakti Yoga, one prepares himself, one purifies himself, so that he becomes fit. Vishate taranantam, for going back to Godhead. That's what the human form of life is for. And the other species, the living entities, simply waste time. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending, dying, taking birth again, going through another chapter. What is the use of it? No use. And the humans are given the opportunity. Janame Janame Pita Matapaya. Guru Krishna in the human form of life, one gets, in many births one gets mother and father, but in the human birth one gets a chance, Vajrahari Ai, to have Guru and Krishna and to be able to engage in devotional service. That is the great boon of the human form. So Krishna is giving instructions in Bhagavad Gita how to get out of this material world, how to come back to home, back to Godhead, our eternal place. We don't belong in this material world. It's the place of suffering, place of death, rebirth, old age, disease. No one likes these things. But we have a great opportunity. The process is simple. Smartavyam satatam Vishnu, vismartavyam najatacha. Always remember Krishna, or Vishnu. Krishna and Vishnu are the same. Never forget it. That should be the goal of our life, how to always remember Vishnu in every activity. And he gives many different processes how to do that. Satatam, Kirtayanto Mam, Tantascha, Vidivadaha, Masyantam, Amyajam, Tushanti Charimantaja. Always chanting my glories, bowing down before me. Great souls worship me with devotion. This is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement, is to help everyone become again Krishna conscious. Otherwise, without becoming Krishna conscious, there's no difference between the human life and the animal life. Simply a waste of time. Humans should become serious. Humans should use their higher evolved intelligence to appreciate Krishna's instructions. Krishna's instructions are meant for the human beings, not for the animals. Krishna's appearance, the most auspicious occasion, when Krishna comes to this world. Even the demigods they were aware that Krishna had come. So they showered flowers on Devaki, because when the Lord comes, he selects the most qualified two devotees to act as his father and mother. Actually, no one can become God's father and mother because he's the original person. And in this drama, in his pastime, he needs someone to play that part. So very pure devotees. In this case, Devaki and Vasudeva. When the Lord appeared, he appeared in the pure mind, pure heart of Vasudeva. And Vasudeva transferred Krishna in transcendental process to Devaki. And the demigods came and offered beautiful prayers to the Lord. He was in the womb of Devaki. When the Lord appeared, he first appeared as Vishnu, with 4 hands, and fully decorated, fully grown. Didn't appear as a baby first. Appeared with his 4 arms, chakra, gana, padma, etc. And glowing like thousands of suns, with yellow garments and kastuba, peacock feather, all these transcendental symbols. And Devaki and Vasudeva, they could understand that this was the Supreme Lord Vishnu. But Devaki was afraid because her brother Kamsa was such a demon, such an enemy of Vishnu. She was afraid that as soon as Kamsa found out that Vishnu had taken birth, he would kill Vishnu. So she requested him to appear like a little baby, and then they could hide him someplace. How can you hide Vishnu? read with Vishnu, everyone will say, well, there's this four-handed person. But Krishna, little baby, you could hide him someplace. They were thinking, how will we protect him against Kamsa? So Krishna appeared as a little baby. And he gave inspiration to Vasudeva. And you take me across the river Yamuna and take me to Vrindavan, to Braja. And you exchange me with my sister. My sister was appearing at the same time to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj were stepbrothers, so their relationship was very intimate. Both sons of Surasena. Surasena, he begot Vasudeva by his Kshatriya wife, and he begot Nanda Maharaj by his Vaishya wife. So they're half-brothers. So Vasudeva took the baby, but he was incarcerated in the prison. So how to get out? A Yogamaya, a mystic potency of the Lord, arranged for the prison doors to open and all the prison keepers to fall fast asleep. It was midnight and it was pouring rain. The Lord appeared at midnight. That's why we celebrate his appearance at midnight, which we're going to do in a little while. The Lord will actually the Lord is reenacting these pastimes in different universes. We were fortunate to have the Lord appear on our universe 5,000 years ago. But tonight, at midnight, the Lord will be appearing in some other universe. So we're joining in that celebration also. We're not just celebrating our good fortune, but we're celebrating the good fortune of all the living entities in another universe where the Lord is going to be appearing tonight. So, all the wardens fell asleep, doors open. Vasudeva took the Lord in a basket on his head because he had to cross the Yamuna. But it was a storm. And the Yamuna was very high. Big waves. Still, Lord Ananta Shesha came because Ananta Shesha is an expansion of Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram, he expands to facilitate Krishna's pastimes. So, in so many varieties of ways, Ananta Shesha, multi-headed serpent, so he went above Vasudeva and Krishna and protected against the storm. And Yamuna, she was overjoyed. She's a great, beautiful consort, eternal consort of Lord Krishna from the spiritual world. But she comes when Krishna comes. So, Vasudeva was taking Krishna across the Jamuna, and the Jamuna gave way, otherwise how could he get across? And so Vasudeva, he finally went to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj's house. It was early in the morning. It's not so far from Mathura to Vrindavan. And Yashoda was asleep. She had forgotten, during childhood, she had forgotten whether she gave birth to a boy or a girl. And by Yoga Maya, Vasudeva exchanged his boy for her girl. He took the girl back. When Yashoda woke up, she thought, I wasn't sure whether I gave birth to a boy or girl, but now I see it's a boy, very nice, beautiful child. And Vasudeva took back the little girl, Yogamaya or Durga. And Kamsa, he tried to kill that child, but he was unsuccessful. And at that time, Durga took her 10-handed form. She said, "You rascal, why are you so cruel? The 8th son of Devaki has already appeared elsewhere, and he will kill you." So then baby Krishna was giving special favor, even more favor, to Yashoda and Nanda as his foster parents, because they are so exalted. Their love for Krishna is most elevated, and Krishna wants to be taken care of by them. And he wants to award his childhood pastimes, Damodar. All of his childhood pastimes are so transcendentally pleasing that the devotees like to sing those pastimes again and again, remember them. Charming. As a baby, even though he's a baby, 3 months old child, when Putana came, because Kamsa, when he learned that the Lord was somewhere else, he sent his spies out to find out where this child has gone. And he found out that he heard there was a child named Krishna. And so he assumed that this was the child. And he sent Putana to kill. She had killed many children. The policy was to kill all the children, Kamsa, because he was afraid that any of them might be Krishna. But this one had not been killed yet. He was only 3 months old. So he sent Putana to kill him. For Putana, she made herself appear like a beautiful woman. And with poison on her breast, she fed the child. But even though he was just appearing as a little 3-month-old child, he's Vishnu, he's Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he killed her, or shall we say, he delivered her back to the spiritual world. That was the Lord's activity, to deliver everyone back to the spiritual world. Whether they're demons or whether they're devotees, anyone who's fortunate enough to come in contact with Krishna gets delivered. He's Mukunda, wholesale delivery. Everyone goes back to Godhead who comes in contact with Krishna. And not just during his presence. After his presence, here we are 5,000 years later, we have the same opportunity to surrender to Krishna as Vasudeva, Devaki, Nanda, Yashoda, the cowherd boys, the residents of Dwaraka. We have the same opportunity as the cows of Vrindavan, the grass of Vrindavan, the birds of Vrindavan. They're all rendering service to Krishna. That's the spiritual world. The spiritual world is where everyone renders service to Krishna. Everyone is fully Krishna conscious. And Krishna is eager to accept the service of all the devotees. Because everyone is a devotee in their original state. Well, Krishna takes different features. His Balya feature, his Komara feature, his Kishore feature, Bhoganda feature, his Navayogana feature. But he never ages or never takes a form that appears to be any older than Navayogana, youthful. He always appears as a boy of 16 to 20 years. You'll never see a painting or a picture of Krishna as an old man with gray hair. No. Krishna doesn't get old. He's eternally youthful. And he displays all of his pastimes, his eternally youthful pastimes, sometimes killing demons, sometimes herding the cows and the calves, sometimes stealing butter, sometimes he goes to Dwarka. That is another pastime. Krishna goes to Dwarka, and then he receives a letter from Princess Rukmini, Vidarbhi, and she's praying to him, I'm your servant, I'm your eternal servant. But tomorrow, my brother has arranged for me to get married to Shishupal. And I can tell you frankly that I will not be able to live in such a situation. I am meant for you. I've accepted you as my eternal husband. That which is meant to be enjoyed by the human lion should not be touched by the jackal. I request you, please come and save me from being touched by Shishupal. I will be your eternal consort, your eternal wife. Krishna was unmarried at the time, and the Danavir Goswami was the most beautiful and qualified princess in the world. Krishna took the opportunity, yes, to Ruka, immediately yoked the chariot, and he took the Brahmin messenger on board, drove straight, and he arrived in time. And then he kidnapped Rukmini right in front of all the kings. Rukmini, Shishupal, Dandavakra, all the Jarasandha, they were there. Krishna didn't care. He immediately kidnapped her, defeated all the kings. The wonderful pastimes, lifting Govardhan Hill. No one has ever equaled such a pastime. Indra had inundated the whole of Vrindavan, and in order to protect the residents of Vrindavan, Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill as a big umbrella. So, yeah, Krishna is for everyone. Krishna is not just for people of India, as we see now. Krishna's great servant, His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has shown that Krishna Bhaktas are everywhere. In America, in China, in Russia, everywhere. In the lower planetary systems, in the higher planetary systems. They're all devotees of Krishna. They simply need to be given the association with the devotees of Krishna. The more association we get with the devotees, then the more our hearts become purified. Because the devotees are always engaged in chanting the glories of the Lord, enlightening one another about His glories. So by associating with them, we become purified. And then we can also join the party of devotees who are serving Krishna in His will. And after giving up this body, check the day of Janmasthami, 19 miles episode. You can go back to God. Thank you very much.